This is episode 72 of I Know What You Watched Last Week, and I'm stuffed.
Yeah, it's been a long few days of Christmas munching.
Who was the biggest piggy? I'm
You.
going to say, no, you. Definitely you.
I definitely got a few pounds heavier for Christmas.
I was also thinking to myself,
my Christmas gift to myself.
What has been the music of our Christmas season?
Gangster rap.
No, I'll just say Master P. Just Master P. It was a Master P Christmas.
Masterful.
Do you think that, or did you ever think that when you were younger and going to those classical concerts in the park with picnics with your family, that you would be celebrating a Master P Christmas? Now you bout it.
I had no idea who Master P was, so no, I don't.
Well,
think
Merry
so.
Christmas. Now you do.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
me.
Christmas to you. Yeah. This is not a Christmas episode,
It's not.
but it was a Master P Christmas. So what do we watch?
We saw 3. Did you say they're all TROMA? Was that the right?
Yeah, it
company?
wasn't.
Three
It was.
TROMA
This isn't a
movies
special
for some
episode.
reason.
It just randomly all 3 selections happened to be by TROMA.
Which started with
Horror aficionados will know TROMA.
Dead Dudes in the House.
Yeah.
Which apparently has 2 alternative names. Did
It
you
does,
see that?
yeah.
I think one was House on Tombstone Hill.
Mm-hmm. And the dead come home.
The Dead Come Home. Yeah. So apparently I think when TROMA took full acquisition, they renamed it Dead Dudes in the House.
Judging by the posters, it looked like they couldn't decide which way to go because the house on Cemetery Hill was quite serious, whereas Dead Dudes in the House is just a bunch of guys in like caps and having
And also,
a really good time.
House on Tombstone Hill, it's not even on a hill. That I
No,
recall.
it's not, but
Looked very flat.
because
to
of
me.
stuff like House on Haunted Hill, producers
Yes.
would think, right, horror fans like stuff that happens on hills. So that's why, Hills of Eyes 2. That's what they've gone with.
Okay, so
You got to know how their mind works before you go into battle with them.
we're going into battle.
What would they try and call?
Didn't
What would they try and
didn't
call
see that on
Heathen?
my list. Okay, so moving on. Second film we watched was Blades.
Yeah, Blades, not Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Blades. Yeah, which I saw someone comment that they think it's basically a Jaws parody, which I didn't get when I was watching it, but I can see how they would think that. And finally, we watched a film called Haunting Fear.
Edgar Allan Poe special, because this is what
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe meant when he wrote.
So, rankings.
Go on then.
Worst to best. I haven't read Edgar Allan Poe's work.
Ed Gallen.
Edgar Allan Poe's work on this, but I have to put Haunting Fear in third place. And I'm going to go second place, Dead Dudes in the House. And first place goes to Blades.
I've got it in exactly the same order. So you're correct. You are
Well,
correct.
for once, the silliness, which is normally how you seem to rank them, just your enjoyment of the silliness, it actually worked for me with this one. So it wasn't just so dumb it was bad, it was just so dumb it was funny.
So we'll go in your order.
Oh, thank you.
Then
You're
this
so
week.
generous.
This is your turn. We'll go in your order. I just want to ask though, this was your first Christmas as a wife. How was it?
The same.
The same.
Except I think I'm getting slightly better organised every Christmas.
I think you were quite wife-like, seeing as you spent most time in the kitchen, and when I was in there, you told me to get out. So that's quite wife-like.
I was very good at letting you, be in my space.
Compared
but
to
I don't think you understand
my space, my airspace.
how much space I need to prepare the various dishes that you thoroughly enjoyed, I do believe, although you didn't say very much.
I'm not complaining about it. I said it was all great. All great.
Wives like a little gratitude every now and then.
You got showered in gifts. Showered.
All about the material for you, isn't it?
Well, Haunting Fear.
Haunting Fear.
Not as good as what I thought it was going to be. Though it still had its positives.
It was equally slightly boring and also quite bizarre.
Karen Black is in this.
Yeah,
as
she was
is
great.
Michael Berryman.
Who?
He's the guy that played the mortician. You
Oh,
recognise him from the
right. Yeah, of
front
course.
cover of Hills of Eyes.
Yeah.
Accidentally
Yes.
said the most dirty word you can say then. Did you just catch that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Instead of front cover.
I wasn't going to comment, but anyway, so yeah, this story essentially is about a young woman who's
Young women's.
suffering from horrendous
Exhaustion.
nightmares. Well, yeah, exhausted
Yeah.
because of her nightmares.
Yeah.
And her nightmares seem to revolve mostly around being buried alive.
It opens up with her in her nightgown walking through Dreamworld towards a coffin.
Yeah.
And in the coffin, her dead dad awakens,
Yeah.
kind of attacks her like a vampire almost. He's got yellow demon eyes as well. And she wakes up, and this is the problem. And then her husband comes home, her husband Terry, I believe his name is, and finds her passed out and says
No,
that she
he
needs
wakes
to
up
go
and
and see a
finds her
doctor.
passed out. He comes
Oh,
down
right.
into their
I
kitchen
thought he
for
came
coffee. He's been sleeping. Yeah, she got up at 3 a.m. and made herself a pot of coffee.
There's also a man on a stakeout outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lieutenant's out there.
And she keeps like waving to him, but there's no mention made of who this guy is or whether she knows who he is. Or...
When the husband comes down and finds his wife Vicky on the floor, he says, "Look, I've got to leave for work. You go and get some sleep, and we'll get you to the doctor." And she goes to sleep on the wooden stairs. I'm like, no wonder you're not getting any sleep. You're falling asleep on rock hard wooden thin. You know, there's no width
That
there
was
for
so
her to lay
bizarre.
on.
And her husband literally walks like over her to go to work and be like, right, you have a nice sleep. I'm off to the job.
When he gets to work, it turns out that sales aren't going too well. But it's okay because he's got a blonde harlot secretary and they have rough sex.
Yes.
She's quite rough with him,
Yes.
slapping him around and stuff.
So there is breast here, people. if
Yeah, that
that's
was
what
one of
you
the
look
one of the
out for.
positives I said about the film.
No, I'm not going to go into it for once. Although, if you think that we're ever shallow commenting on people's appearances, you should have heard my Christmas call with my family.
It's not shallow. We're not critiquing people's appearances. Your family on the phone though were. What kind of a Christmas conversation was this?
I don't know. I think Angelina Jolie in her prime was the best. No, I think Pammy. No, I think Pammy's better now. That's what we debate about at Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, so
Anyway.
now that Terry's been having this rough sex with Lisa, meantime, Vicky has gone to the doctor. She's telling the doctor about her weird dreams.
And for some reason, she thinks that the doctor killed her dad. So she doesn't really trust him. At this point as well...
Dr. Colton, his name is.
Yeah, I was wondering... Because the husband has quite a job of trying to convince her to go and see the doctor. Because she's, like, afraid of him or whatever. Surely there are other doctors out there. Like, you could just change doctor.
This is a TROMA release. There's only one doctor in town. Two doctors, actually, if you count Karen Black, the doctor as well. Yeah, so anyway, Dr. Colton, he inherited a whole ton of money from Vicky's father when he died. So he has reason to have him dead so that he could take all of his dosh. And that's really why she doesn't trust him.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, you know, I've mentioned there's been rough sex at work between Terry and Lisa, the harlot secretary.
You have mentioned, yes.
And now Terry's come
I
home.
think we covered that.
And he seems to, oh yeah, I've got a wife as well. She didn't have time to cook, so she got him some fried chicken. They're enjoying that.
It's alright, she served it with a bit of salad. So.
Yeah, some broccoli, I think. And as they're sitting at the dinner table, as he's eating the fried chicken, she's like, oh, we can fool around or I'm going to go to bed. And he's like, no, I'll pass. You just go to bed, honey, because you need your sleep. We know why he's turned it down, because he's been having rough sex with Lisa on the table at work. But
What's he been doing again?
I commend Vicky on, you know, just putting it out there. I'm willing to just fool around or go to bed.
Yes, I did notice that.
What a woman.
And I also noticed that her husband poured her a really large glass of alcohol.
Maybe that's why she's so loose.
And she barely drank any of
Carefree.
it. And she didn't eat any of her food. She just sat there tearing bits of broccoli apart.
She's on pills now, so he's probably
She was
thinking,
very slender.
doesn't really matter.
She could have done with a bit
of
of my Christmas food to fatten up, I think.
So Terry then like calls Lisa because Vicky's gone to sleep now, and you know Terry thinks like because she's taken her pill, she's going to be knocked out, and she's knocked out. We almost think that she's dead, but she starts talking to herself in her unconscious state. We can hear her voice talking to her static self in bed. Do you like that?
No, okay, so...
I did.
Do you know, I think my biggest issue with this film was that for most of the film, I found the main actress's performance pretty shit.
You got to gloss over performances when we're reviewing
And
TROMA movies.
especially when
part of
it was this voiceover that you're
charm.
talking about, because we do end up getting quite a lot of her voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like there was just no emotion in it. It was like the first day on the job, they put her in to do ADR or just voicing, and she's just reading the words out. There's parts where she thinks she's literally being dead to everyone else, and she's still there, and she's like, "Oh my god, just look at me. You can see I'm not dead."
Yeah, but not really, because you're just laying there still with your eyes closed, so you look quite dead. Yeah, so now that she's comatose on pills, but still conscious, Terry's ecstatic, so he calls Lisa. He's like, "You never guess what? My wife's got to take pills now, so I'm going to be over at yours in 20 minutes and we can have rough sex again."
Yeah.
It's like his drive.
Well, he's obviously portrayed more and more of a scumbag throughout the film, and he seems to get worse and worse. Character arc, right? But you've got to give it to him that he and his secretary do seem to genuinely want to be together.
I'm pretty sure that she is just interested in what little money he has left. That's what I was getting from her. So now the doctor arrives. Like, Dr. Colton shows up because Terry realised, I can't leave because I've just double-checked on Vicky and, looks like she's dead. So the doctor comes around and they cart her out.
What a bummer.
And they bring her to the mortician Michael Berryman. This is quite a good scene, I thought.
Yep.
He's perving on Vicky, isn't he?
This was the best scene, I think, actually. It was the most uncomfortable as well, because, we see him perv on her, being like, "Oh, normally we don't get young ones, or if we do get young ones, they've been in some terrible accident and they don't look so
and
perfect.
their face is smashed in, so I can't perv."
And the whole time we get, her voiceover saying that she's alive, she's still here. And it culminates with him sticking the tube to drain her fluids into her.
Yeah, he's going to drain her blood, he says out loud.
And then we actually see him slice her open and...
Yeah, because he says, "Now for the unpleasantries," and gets his scalpel and starts digging into her. But it's just a dream.
Yeah.
Just a dream, in case he didn't realise, because Vicky's already been dreaming. She's gone to the doctor talking about dreams.
Yeah.
This was a dream, unfortunately.
It's all just a dream.
Now she's stalking around the house at night with a knife, because she's kind of scared.
Yeah, so I think this is when her husband, her no good-for-nothing, smoking, whoring husband, has gone off to see his lover. And it's like 11 p.m. or something, and she doesn't know where he is because he's not in bed with her when she wakes up. And then she hears the noise, so she gets the knife, and she almost gets him, but of course she's exhausted and hasn't been eating, so he easily takes the knife off of her.
And she realises, "Oh, this is just my husband." And that's when she confides in him that she blames Dr. Colton for her dad's death. And now Karen Black is introduced as a doctor.
Yeah.
To go and see Vicky.
Hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
I think,
Meanwhile, the guy that was stalking out the house at the beginning, Lieutenant James, he now introduces himself to Vicky and says that he keeps hearing weird noises coming from this house of a woman screaming.
I think it's more specifically he introduces himself as a cop and says that the neighbours have been complaining, and that's why he's been staking the plates out. Yeah,
he was just looking in,
well, I mean,
in the window the whole time.
He's not been very undercover, has he? Because she's noticed him like every day just sitting there in his car.
Yeah.
And also, right before he comes to introduce himself as a cop, he takes a swig from his beer bottle in her face and stuff. I'm like,
Talking of perv, there's now
believable.
some naked swimming at Visconti's house. Visconti's a bit of a gangster. And Lieutenant James shows up there too, probably because he's heard about the naked swimming. I'd pop over if I knew there was naked swimming at Visconti's.
I don't think that's why he's popped over. I think it's because he's actually not a cop at all. And he works for this gangster dude, and he's been...
Visconti.
Staking out...
Sounds like a biscuit.
Staking out the house because the husband owes $80,000.
It's a lot of cash.
Yeah. So,
Terry owes Visconti.
And we know sales aren't going very well.
80
so what does
large.
he have to give?
Plus, he's a bit of a gambler, it turns out. So
well, that's why he owes the
That's not been going well for him. So they decide kind of we need to off your wife because you're not going to leave her. That's what Terry and blonde harlot Lisa. It's blonde Lisa's idea, isn't it? That we should kill your wife.
Yeah, mostly.
Then you can cash in all these bonds and things like that. Tash Dr. Colton, the guy who inherited all the money. There's now... What I've got now is... He's got till Friday, by the way, Terry, to pay this money.
Yeah.
He's only got till Friday, so we've got to work fast and offing her.
Right.
So now it's time to put the plan into motion. The blonde is outside in a car. Vicky is now on the couch with Dr. Karen Black, and she's undergoing hypnosis.
Right.
And she seems to have had a previous life.
Yes.
Do you remember what she says?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
She says her...
He made me do it.
Oh, right. Verbatim. I was just going to sum up what
Do
it actually
what?
ended up being.
He made me do it on my wedding night. Do what on your wedding night? Was it sleep with her...
Make love with her
husband's
brother before she'd consummated with her actual husband. Her husband then was so disappointed in her being assaulted by his own brother that she was buried alive by him.
Who made her have sex with her husband's brother?
The brother, I'm pretty sure, is an assault.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
but I wasn't too sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was forcibly taken by the brother, and then the husband was so disgusted in her that she got buried alive.
So now Terry and Lisa,
That makes sense
they
to
box
me.
up Vicky. They box her up.
Right, yeah, because apparently she's got a bad heart, they think, like her dad.
And
So they're trying to scare her to death.
If we didn't already know that the blonde harlot Lisa, the one who enjoys rough sex, and who's been slapping around Terry in bed and stuff like that, if we didn't already know she was a wrong-un, we know now because she starts taunting Vicky in the box. She's like, "Shut up, cunt! You're a miserable, stupid cunt!"
That's exactly what she sounded like as well.
Yeah, like someone out of a Sexy Beast.
Yes, she is a piece of work, and the husband is getting more and more of a piece of work as well, isn't
And
he?
she also says, your husband loves fucking me in bed.
Oh, she says loads of horrible
Women hate
stuff.
that when another woman says that their husband enjoys having sex with them more than the wife.
Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't like it. So their plan is she like passes out of fear already because they tell her that they're going to bury her alive, just like her nightmares.
Lieutenant James is outside again as well.
Yeah, of course. And they take her down into like the cellar and put a bit of soil over the top of the board so that she will think she's been buried alive and her heart will give out.
Did they also have some
and
rats
then
just on hand?
they were just
they
crawling
were just
around.
there, were they?
Yeah,
Right.
they were
Well,
cute.
At that looked
They
at.
might have been mice.
Don't need rats in your house.
They were small. They were sweet. Yeah, so that's happening. And they think that once her heart gives out, they can take her out the box, obviously, because that's a bit obvious. Then put her back in bed and be like, oh no, and then take the 80 grand and live happily together with their rough sex.
I said Lieutenant is outside, Lieutenant James is outside, and he sees Terry and Lisa kind of like fannying around outside, and he lets Chocolate Coconut Visconti know about this, that I'm on it, and they're running around outside. And they go down some little thing, didn't they?
Yeah, so you missed out the bit that
when I walked out the room?
confused me. It might have been. So when she wakes up, Victoria wakes up in the box with the soil over it, and she, for 1 second, she's like, ah! And then she starts hysterically cackling and laughing, and she manages to break through the boards, and for some reason, when she's broken through the boards, she's got, like, old scarred scratch marks just everywhere,
slashes.
and she's got really big bags under her eyes, and she's gotten all pale. It looked to me more
Like me,
like
'cause I
she'd...
can't sleep at the moment. I'm having weird dreams. Much like the Vicky in this movie.
Anyway, it looked more like she was supposed to be something from, Walking Dead, but I think she was just supposed to have lost her mind.
I quite enjoyed the way she looked in a trashy, low-budget way.
Yeah,
With
I
all the
thought
harsh light on
it
there
was
and
quite
stuff.
effective, but I just didn't think it was
Did you
appropriate.
enjoy her cackling?
Well, this was the only time when she was acting absolutely insane was her best performance by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
She committed to that.
Vicky, she ends up, she's like haunting the house with this evil laugh. It's like reverberating all around the property. And Vicky ends up, she catches up with Terry, and this is quite good. She stabs him in the back of the neck so it comes through his mouth.
Yeah.
And we saw this quite recently in another film as well.
Yeah, and then she cuts his head off and
Decapitates him, kind of
chucks
rolls
it at his
it.
lover's feet.
Yeah, rolls it towards Lisa, and then she butchers Lisa. Like several
On
stabbings.
the front lawn, which is when fake cop sees her, and for some reason he decides to run into the house.
He follows Vicky
Does
into
he
the
not
house,
have
yeah.
like a car phone? Am
No, I
imagining
didn't
that?
see him on the car phone.
Okay, so that's why he goes inside to use the phone and calls the cops. And he's got his gun, obviously.
This is like 1984 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like going around calling her name, trying to find her.
Yeah. He gets stabbed. Then he shoots Vicky.
Multiple times.
Turns out neither of them dead, so he gets stabbed again. But then he's still alive, as is she after all these bullet wounds.
Yeah.
And then she ends up sitting in the corner of the kitchen with a knife, stabbing it into the ground. And as he walks into the room, other people are about to enter, and all of a sudden she disappears, and it's just a knife stuck in the floor.
Yeah,
Thin.
and the insinuation, because they then pan over to the open kitchen window. I was like, are you saying, again, think scary movie style, if the camera didn't look away for that moment, she'd have been sat there cross-legged, she'd have to silently and instantly manage to leap out over the counter, through the window, past all the pots and pans, without the guy standing 2 feet away from her noticing. Yeah, I enjoyed thinking about that.
I'm always in a scary movie mindset when you watch these kind of films. Right, so third place, but not great, but not crap. The best part of the movie came when she went crazy, so you had to wait quite a long time to get there, because before that it was just a bit of a sexy film, wasn't it? I was like, where's the horror?
It was just a bit, like, almost a bit boring, because it was all about just like, oh, these scary dreams, and then, you know, the sex and the smoking and the...
It had a good trailer. It reeled me in.
Well, it's definitely not the worst thing we've ever seen, just this week. So...
And wait, but was there even any resolution to Dr. Colton inheriting her dad's money? Did that just go nowhere?
No, because even during the hypnosis session,
we
found out about her past life, which is why she has the buried alive nightmares. But even Karen Black, doctor, says, oh, as for your, you know, distrust of Dr. Carlton, I don't know.
So
that just doesn't get
You're
addressed.
telling me there's room for a sequel then?
I don't think Dr. Carlton did it.
You don't? You trust Dr. Colton, even with that?
I don't think he did it. I think
suave stash.
His performance of being innocent was too convincing for a regular person.
Let's go on to the number 2 pick of the week, which was my first movie pick of the week. Picked solely on the title that I was given, Dead Dudes in the House. A good poster as well. Like I say, the dudes are ready to go into the house and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to get dead.
We have got a group of dudes, including, though, 2 ladies. So I think there's like 4 guys and 2 girls.
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second.
Like that.
This opens up in 1948, and there's a scene of, I think, just 2 people at either end of a table and a really old lady pacing up and down, looking down at a dead body on the floor.
Oh, this bit. No, there's a girl sitting on a couch.
Just the
drinking tea.
Okay.
And the old lady with the knife pacing, yeah.
Looking at the dead body. So now we're 40 years ahead, 1988, and we've got our gang. And they arrive at this property. And we're introduced to this character called Bob with the bandana.
Bob's the owner of... No, Bob's the mechanic guy.
Yeah.
The owner or the
Doesn't
mechanic?
matter. They get there, and Bob, straight away, he irks his gang by just smashing a gravestone on the property.
Oh, it's the mechanic.
Yeah.
The arsehole guy, yeah.
Bob. So the gang is Ron, Jamie, Mark, Steve, Linda, and Joey. And one of this lot have invested in this property. Is it Bob then, you're saying?
No.
Right.
Not Bob the arsehole. So there's a really tall guy who owns the place, and then there's the mechanic guy who's an arsehole, and I can't even tell if he's supposed to be their friend or just some guy that they know who they're paying, because he's a bit
Bob
of a piece of work, yeah. And then there's
Bob's a piece of work.
2 couples, I think.
There are 2 couples.
And then
Steve
just
and
one
Linda,
random guy who I was mixed up with the other guy.
Jamie and Mark.
Because the guy who's really good at opening doors, I got mixed up with one of the other guys.
You know, seeing as I know their names, I should start saying what's happening rather than the guy.
But yeah,
right.
One of them has bought this old, massive property.
Yeah.
And they want to fix it up and I guess sell it for money.
Before they go in, we see a shot of the 1948 lady who was stalking the dead body up and down. She goes into the house, right? And then our gang start going in. So the guys go into the house, and they go into the house, actually go up to the front door. And as they get up to the front door, they don't find it too easy to get in. And Bob's pissed. Right, Bob's pissed now.
Bob's always pissed.
Bob is pissed, right? And he's even more pissed now because guess what? The girls haven't bought any beer. Well, what's he doing?
God damn it, girls.
What is he doing putting girls in charge of beer? What's he thinking? That's on him.
Well, if you want something
That is on
like
him.
beer, then why didn't you just think to bring it yourself? Bob is a piece of work.
Don't leave women in charge of the beer. So instead, he
forces one of the
sends
other
a guy
guys.
called Joey
Joey
to go and
okay.
get it. So Joey's off, and the
Joey's
rest of them
gone, right.
manage to get into the house. And as he gets into the house, already they've had a go at him for smashing up a gravestone,
Yeah.
right? Then he's got no beer. As soon as he steps inside the property, one of the girls is having a go at him about smoking. Mm-hmm. So he can't do anything. No wonder he's pissed off. He's even more pissed off now. Gets even more pissed off when the nerd guy, I believe his name is Steve, he starts whistling. And Bob hates whistling. He's got no beer, no smoke, so now Steve's whistling away. And I've got to agree with him.
Is Steve the one who's
I hate it when people just whistle.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because most people that do it can't whistle.
It's usually pretty shit, isn't it? Is Steve then the one who can open things? He's got the magic gentle touch.
We'll have to see, because I haven't. We only watch is literally what? I don't even know.
Well, we did watch it after a ridiculous amount of food and maybe some alcohol.
There's a lot of dialogue. I've written almost too much dialogue then about whistling. Bob goes on about whistling, about how much he hates it. And now we get a bit where there's electric in the house. No, there's no electric, but a bulb is on, and then a toolbox is knocked over, so it's a bit like Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, because there's not supposed to be electric.
And this is pre-Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
Now, while they're all milling about, all of the gang, like, they haven't really got far. They're still like standing by the front door. All of a sudden, the old lady appears, and she must be like 100 years old, right? So of course, what does Bob do? He threatens to smack her in the face if she doesn't get out of here. So of course she's 100, Bob's like 28, so she leaves.
I love how no one's like, oh, this old lady might have, some conditions from being her age and not be quite with it. Let's help her. No. Get the fuck out of here, old beach.
Yeah, it's not surprising. They've only just got in the house, but so much has been going wrong for Bob that he needs to go outside to get some fresh air. But he can't get outside, so he had trouble getting in. Now they're having trouble getting back out. The door's jammed. So now Steve tries, the nerd. He fails, obviously, because this is 1989. So the nerd character, he's not going to be able to open the door if Bob can't. Then even the girls have a go, and of course the girls fail miserably because this is, as I said, 1989. If it was 2025, it would be like the men struggling to open a door and the women would open it easily. But this ain't that.
Yeah, well, I don't think it is Steve. The other guy, who I always mix up with him, who is one of the couples, he's got magic fingers. So previously,
Is that what the girls say?
he was able to open the front door rather than putting like a shoulder to it. He was like, push and pull.
Ronald.
And then he opened the toolbox, I think, as well, which Bob couldn't do. Right, Ronald. So Ronald's got magic fingers.
Ronald and his magic
but
fingers.
Even Ronald can't open this door, and it turns out there's no wonder, because there's like some magical life to this house, and all the windows are now just no go. They're like bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
The doors won't open.
So because nothing will open, one of them asks Bob, like, do you need to get out? And he's like, I need some fresh air. Anybody got a problem with that? So that's Bob's attitude. But you can understand it, though. So anyway, because the old lady, she's been threatened by Bob with a smack in the face. She's gone wandering off. So what they've done is they've sent Mark upstairs to go
the guy who owns the place.
To go and look for her. And he's got a knife with him. And a girl also goes then looking for Mark. But as she walks up, there's blood all up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I think that might be Mark's girlfriend.
The old lady then comes out and starts taunting the girl, about killing Mark.
Okay. We haven't even... Yeah, I was literally about to say we haven't even mentioned this weird old lady. Because was this like a middle-aged man in makeup?
I thought it was man at first because it had a serious moustache. Did you notice the moustache?
I just thought because... I don't know about the moustache.
I'm not talking like a wispy moustache. I'm talking like,
so much fake latex
Magnum
and
PI moustache.
I don't think you even saw any of their real skin. It looked like they
I think the guy that played Mark also played the old lady. And someone else also played the old lady.
Because the old lady was bizarre.
So did Mark grow a real tash?
So much latex.
Probably not.
And, kept going.
Yeah, and she's very taunty.
Taunty?
Yeah, taunty.
He's dead, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
He's dead, you know.
That's
I killed him.
That's a spot on impression, that is. You could have played the old lady. Yeah. So now it turns out though, Mark's been killed by the old lady, but he's not dead. He's dead alive.
Yeah.
He's dead alive, and
so that's okay.
he comes out and he starts talking to his girlfriend who's been run upstairs, coming to look for him,
hiding a knife or something behind his back.
So he's dead alive. So he starts a conversation with her. Meanwhile, Bob now he's trying to drill into the door, and he's still not having any luck. Even though, and I quote, he used the biggest drill he's got.
If this don't work, nothing will.
Yeah. So he goes and gets an axe now. Because if this doesn't work, nothing will. Oh, wait a minute, I'll go and get an axe. So that's what he does. Mark is now stalking his girlfriend upstairs, and he goes, "Ooh, feisty, huh?"
Yeah, he's somehow gotten like killer instinct from being killed by old lady and come back to life. So now he wants to off his girlfriend and keeps like, "You lead the way."
I think her name is Linda, right? So we've got Mark and Linda. Mark is stalking his ex. Well, I guess ex now because he's stalking her. And he's dead. And this is the first instance, so he's dead, and she picks up a plank of wood, and that manages to kill him.
Yeah, so now he's really dead.
Yeah, because he's been hit by a plank of wood.
Yes.
Was there some kind of magic in the wood in this house?
I don't think so. There's other bits in this that don't really make sense.
Now the gang, they're trying to smash the windows, but much like the door, no luck. No luck. So now the window shutters start banging themselves in a chilling moment.
Yeah, terrifying.
It was like that movie, the other movie with Karen Black. And,
yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I've forgotten what it's called, though.
Yeah,
but,
The House in San Francisco.
I don't think that's the title of it. But anyway, yeah.
So the girl comes down, Linda comes down, she starts telling the rest of the gang about dead Mark, right? And now
the
Bob,
old lady.
right, already has got no beer. The gang are pissed at him for breaking a gravestone. He can't smoke. He hates whistling. Now, if you thought he was pissed before, he's super pissed about Mark being dead.
This is one
Fair play to him.
angry man.
Joe, by the way,
I can see why he needs beers.
Joey is still not back with the beer.
No,
but people mention it. People mention it, and then he's back.
Then
with the beer, and he can't get in.
Yeah, there seems to be another magic trick that the house plays, because he's like banging on the door, throwing stones at windows, calling out.
Yeah, when you say calling out, you mean like, "Hey, it's me, Joey."
Yeah, hey, it's Joey.
I got the beer.
Come on, guys. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, he hasn't bought much beer.
No,
so what a failed
it's just
trip.
for Bob, right? And it is already 9 p.m. by the time they get there, so it's pretty like 10 p.m. by now.
I thought it was 9 a.m.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure, but
Have
no,
I
it's
missed that in
definitely 9
dialogue
p.m.
then?
Well, it must have been, because they were like, "Oh, a 3.5 hour ride, and it's 9 o'clock. It's too late. We should have set off earlier." And I was like, "Geez, 3.5 hours. You would have set off at like 5:30 in the morning. I think that's early enough." And then I figured out, no.
What must have
PM.
happened was during that part, I must have zoned out, thinking to myself, "Oh, it's 1989. I wonder if any of these girls will be their breasts will be exposed." So we like to play that game as well.
Yeah, we were wondering.
Yeah.
I normally just say yes if it's an 80s horror. And we know it's PM
It's the
because
smart
by
bet.
the time Joey gets there, it is dark.
It is
Remember?
dark. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it started to get dark.
And then one of the windows... Oh, right, the reason I was saying the magic house is because he's doing all this stuff and the people inside can't hear it or notice it, I guess.
Bob now, after hearing about dead alive Mark, he suggests that everybody get a weapon. Like everyone grabs a weapon, and he knows the best weapons, obviously, because he's Bob.
And he makes some...
Joey's, like I say, he was about to leave. He's still trying to get in when all of a sudden a window opens. What he does is he climbs up a ladder.
Yeah, he finds this super long extended ladder.
Just happens to be there.
Climbs up, and we know, because we've seen her, it's the old lady.
Hiding on the other side.
She's got like a cleaver or something up there as well. So
Yeah.
we know what's coming.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting both his hands to get chopped off and thrown down to him.
You're not?
That was pretty good.
That's pretty much exactly what I saw coming. I was like, oh, he's going to get there. She's going to chop his hands off, and then he's going to fall down, and his hands are going to be there too.
No, but his hands weren't there. She purposely just, I'm going to throw his hands now. Then she grabs a pole because he's not quite dead with his hands chopped off, and
like javelin.
Yeah, that goes into his chest.
Yes.
Throws a forward. So now Steve the nerd, he gets isolated in the house. And Linda,
by magically locking
his
door,
other girl, is on the other side of where he is. And the old lady comes to him. And she's like, it's your turn. Follow me. Stuff like that. So obviously he does. He follows her. Because why wouldn't you? And
all his mates are egging him on to go and kill her.
Yeah, he comes across dead alive Joey with a pole in his chest. And then he starts pulling the pole out of his chest, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, okay, so this was the other bit that doesn't really make sense, especially once you've seen the whole movie,
That
because...
people are dead and alive at the same time.
No, not that, because we've already seen that. I'm talking about this specific one. So we get... Mark was the first one who died and came back, right? And he was clearly trying to off his girlfriend. And then we get a couple of other dead alive people trying to kill the others, but Joey, he just walks off. He doesn't try and kill anyone.
He does say, "I'll see you later," though, sooner than you think. So maybe he's got something planned for when they're both dead. But anyway,
God.
after he walks off, the old lady comes and crucifies Steve to the floor, and then grabs an electric saw.
Yeah,
That was good as
I'm
well.
pretty sure she grabs the weapon that Bob made for... Who else? Steve, who's on the floor now?
Yeah.
Steve, yeah. He made it for Steve, and then she's like, yeah, that looks good, I'll have that. And yeah, again, lots of blood.
So after he's been crucified, the gang, they come across a bloodied mess on the other side. They're finally released and they can go and see what's happened to Steve. Bob's angry about this. He sees dead Steve. He's pissed. So they now start searching the basement. There's an article about the house found by the girls. It's been on and off the market for 18 years, right? It's been hard to offload. And it turns out Abigail Weatherly is the old lady. And she was murdered in the house. And she lived a strict mental and physical therapy life.
What?
And murdered her neighbour and stabbed it 37 times.
Right, so that's the little scene we saw right
That's
at the
verbatim
beginning.
what I've written.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I can't imagine it wasn't. So that very first scene we saw with the younger woman on the couch, that's the daughter.
Yeah.
Abigail's walking around with the knife, and it's their neighbour who she's just stabbed, who's on the floor.
And then the old lady, she dies 4 days
But
later.
so is she dead alive as well then?
Yeah, because her daughter goes and digs her up, buries her in the backyard, and then hangs herself above the grave.
Yeah.
I like that story.
So, but it's only Abigail that's doing the haunting.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware.
I didn't really get what the daughter had to do with the story then.
This is TROMA.
So
now there are two random guys. One of them is called S.
Oh yeah,
and they break into like the garden shelter.
The cellar basement.
Yeah.
They break into the basement.
Linda then sees dead Steve, and he says he can't get off the bed because he's hurt. So Linda goes up to him, and he says that he cut up the old lady. He knows the way out.
Yeah.
And even though he's covered in, blood and stuff, she
looks very pale.
doesn't seem too bothered. So Linda goes to him. And Linda told him one more time. He asked Linda to hold him one more time, even though he's all bloody.
Yeah.
So she does.
Well, it's her boyfriend.
But then he saws her back.
He does. Because it's not really her boyfriend. He's dead alive. So he wants to kill. Apart from if you're Joey, in which case you just walk away.
Bob and the crew, they now manage to get a window open. Bob is momentarily happy. Because it's all been downhill for Bob ever since he turned up for this whole thing. Now he's got the window open and he's happy. But where's Linda? He's a bit pissed off again. They find dead alive Linda. Bob clubs her around the head. And they head for the window. And all of a sudden Bob is hanging out the window.
Yes, they made a rope that if they got a window open they could climb down and climb out to safety.
And as Bob is hanging out the window pane comes alive and starts munching his arms off.
I think it
his
literally
body
goes
actually.
right in the middle of his torso, doesn't it?
He could have easily just pulled himself into the house then, really, couldn't he? If you'd wanted to.
What, just his top half?
But anyway, he gets munched by a window, and then we see his bottom half on the floor just spurting blood and twitching. That was also very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Spurting blood. So now the two young boys, S and Ricky, the ones who got in through the garden.
Yeah, they've dared each other to go into this haunted house.
They're invited now to go and watch a girl in her underwear.
This was, again,
they
bizarre.
agree.
Alright, here's the daughter. The daughter's back, I guess. So, daughter's in on it.
It's a haunted house.
Her old
they
bedroom.
Can show up when they want.
Yeah, they're loving life.
Yeah, S and Ricky, so they're watching the girl in the underwear. She says she's going to bed, and then she reveals her breast, so we were right.
Took a bit longer than I expected.
Had to wait a long time, but we got them.
Breast.
And then Rick is just instantly killed by the old lady geriatric. Right? He's dead. And then the old lady's like, he's dead! Huh?
He's dead.
Rick is now dead alive, obviously. And he walks away. The remaining gang find Rick's mate S, and they hear loads of screams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie's acting weird now. She's been stabbed in the back with scissors.
Uh-huh.
Remember, she had like quite frizzy hair. Mm-hmm. She was all pale.
I love it when we go through the movies like this. It's like, yes, you're not wrong, but what?
The scissor woman, Jamie, I think S then saves Ronald from her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now S and Ronald are the only survivors.
Why is his name S?
I don't know. I didn't even catch that his name was S. But they're the two survivors, so they've got each other's backs, and they're trying to find a way out together.
Once S saves Ronald from Jamie,
Yeah.
it turns out she's not dead. So what they do is they punch her in the face multiple times,
Yeah.
and then they bludgeon her with what? A plank of wood.
All right.
So this is now the second instance of a plank of wood.
I think a plank of wood is a very decent weapon if you can wield it.
Dead Steve with his blade, right?
Right.
You know, he's sharpening it, and what's he doing to taunt Bob? He's whistling. He's whistling as he sharpens his blade. Did you like that little thing put in there?
Yeah.
He's dead now. He doesn't give a shit if he pisses off Bob.
Yeah.
He's going to whistle to his heart's content. So now Ronald and S are hiding in the room. Steve then attacks Ronald with a plank of wood.
It's the star of
This
this
is the
movie,
third
really.
time.
It's a plank of wood.
And S ends up slamming the saw blade into Steve's head. They go a bit OTT with that, which was good. Dead alive Bob is now here, and he's got his guts hanging out.
Bob, okay.
Bob,
Yeah, I'm
you know,
with
Bob,
you.
angry Bob.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was a bit bizarre as well.
and he's finally got his beer, even though his guts
Because he
are
just
hanging
walks
out.
past them, doesn't he? They're
I've-
both just kind of like crouching, and then he just walks right between them.
I do kind of recall that, but is that after we see him in the basement just standing around with his guts out drinking beer?
Probably.
Because he's finally got his beer. Yeah, but I liked his guts hanging out. I thought that was good. Some
Great.
good trauma
yeah.
effects. And he comes to Ronald and S, and he brings out dead Steve in front of him and chops off his leg. And shows him. Not remember that?
Not really.
Then one of the lads throws something at his face and it knocks him down. But it's not long till he's up and after them again, and he goes, yippee-tee-yay!
That's what I do when I attack people. You know it's coming.
Yeah. They end up getting. They got Bob because Ronald pulls his guts out and bludgeons his face with a big stone.
Yeah, so Ronald and S are just constantly saving each other's backs now, aren't they? From multiple.
But
Because
where did S and his mate even come from? They just show
it was
up
just like in the middle of the
way through the movie.
His mate Ricky or whatever you said he was called is like, oh, I think we should go to that old haunted house. And his S is like, nah.
So
And
they're
it's like, I
chucked in the
dare you.
mix.
So then they
Right.
just pop in there. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a curveball.
Even though this has been going
I mean,
on.
they managed to find a way in, by the way, didn't they?
They did. It was easy.
And Joey can.
It was well easy.
Yeah,
The old lady's still knocking about.
of course.
Yeah. She's in a rocking chair, and the lads are now trying to break the windows to get out. But as we've seen already, that ain't going to work.
No.
No. As they're trying to break these windows, the old lady appears, and they throw stuff at her. But that's no use.
Like a chair and stuff.
Yeah, just whatever they can find, they throw it at her.
Old lady's also got some killer reflexes, and she's pretty strong.
Yeah, this is when you're kind of thinking, oh, it is like played by a man with a moustache. It's like Charles Bronson in
He's
drag.
definitely played by a middle-aged man, that's what I thought. And now that you've confirmed it.
Yeah, she manages to grab them both by the neck, like lifts them off the floor. She slices up S a little bit.
Yeah,
Then she gets clobbered by Ronald.
yeah, like I said, another case of the three-way fight.
Then she fights S with what? A plank of wood. So they're having a go with planks of wood. He ends up putting a screw through her ear.
Yeah, but she's clearly a lot more tough than
She
the
pulls
other
it out.
Dead Alives, because she just carries on after pulling it out.
Comes back out.
Yeah.
And then she starts to pimp slap S. Her pimp hand is strong. So then when she's she's pimp slapping Ronald, and S smashes her, and Ronald axes her head off and kicks it across the floor.
Yeah.
Finally she's gone. So the next
my
morning, Ronald awakens. He's like, oh, the door's open. I can finally leave this house. As he gets outside, though, There's a young lad, I believe it might be S if he's
I think
dead.
it is S,
Yeah.
Dead Alive S.
Dead Alive S, and he axes him.
Yeah, so no one escapes.
And then we get some whistling over the credits. Bob's not going to be happy about that.
So yeah, it had some fun effects. I actually didn't think any of the performances in this were so bad that it annoyed me. The old lady performance was extremely strange, but I'm not opposed to it.
It adds to the movie. I like the choices there.
And if you're gonna have one of these low budget, somewhat funny horror movies, this is the one perfect time to do just random ass casting.
And I can't believe you didn't see it. So if you do end up watching this, you got to look out for just the gigantic mustache that this old lady has. So halfway through, I was like, oh, wait, is this supposed to be an old man in drag then? I wasn't so sure because the mustache was so in your face. Anyway, that's number 2. Number 1, also from Troma, Blades, about a killer lawnmower stalking a bunch of golf enthusiasts.
It's a lawnmower. Oh, it's so dumb. This is so dumb.
But it's number 1.
So I think there is some little New Jersey golfing club.
New Jersey?
I think that's what I read. Yeah, in the write-up. And, yeah, there is a unseen killer rampaging through their greens.
Yeah, and when we're introduced to all this, there's a campfire, obviously, right? And there's a girl that wants to swim. But the 2 lads that she invites, even though she's like taking her clothes off, say, let's go swimming. The lad's like, nah.
2 lads? I'm pretty sure it's just the one guy she's talking to.
Yeah, okay, so she might only want one. There were 2 lads that were in camera, so I was like thinking she's asking them both. They both say no. Or at least one says no and the other one tells him you're an idiot. So then because he doesn't want to go in the water, she says, oh, why don't we go to the toilet then? And do it in there. So she's gone from the lake to the toilet. So they go off together. I'm thinking they're actually going to go to the toilet, and then the dude, he stops her halfway. He's like, they compromise, so let's just make out in the middle of a field.
You're so silly. None of that is correct. That is all like, it's just it's not right.
It's truth.
It's no.
That's what happened.
There's kids, at campfire on the golf course for some reason. And she can't get the guy she wants to get in the water. And the other guy who is in shot keeps making jokes about being like, well, if you don't want it, I would. And then because she can't get her boyfriend into the water, she's like, oh, I know.
Let's go
Honey,
to the toilet.
I need to pee, so would you come with me? It's not going to the toilet. She's just going to find somewhere in the woods on this golf course.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a golden shower.
That's not, no. And then she's also not even planning on doing that. She just wants to get him away so that they can bone.
What I'm hearing is he doesn't want to go into the water. Maybe I invite him to the toilet, see if he wants to do it in there.
It's not to the toilet.
Anyway,
it's just out of
They compromise and they make out in the middle of a field. But then he runs off into the reeds. She chases after him. They end up making out on the floor, which is not a good idea because what's coming? The lawnmower, Blades, and it's coming fast. This is a fast lawnmower.
Well, we see it from the lawnmower's perspective as well, don't
That's
we?
the opening with an intense score. And then when the opening credits come up, we just see, like, from the point of view of the lawnmower speeding through the greens and the rough.
Like a crocodile movie or something, one of those, when they're, like, going from
like Jaws
perspectives.
Yeah,
so
now
there's also... Wait. We are at Tallgrass, but they were already supposed to be there, because did you notice they... like when they're doing their little jaunt through the forest to decide where they're going to have sex, they go past the 13th hole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that apparently this is on the golf course, but they're in some like seriously tall grass. I know that's what the golf course is called, but that wouldn't be...
New Jersey known for its tall grass?
I don't know, maybe.
Tallgrass Country Club, right? This is the golf club, and it's golf, right? So this is a horror movie / comedy about golf.
Like Happy Gilmore meets Jaws.
Owner Mr. Osgood is taking a lesson from Kelly, right? And there's an invitational coming up. It's a big deal for Mr. Osgood and the Tallgrass Country Club. And after we're introduced to Kelly, Mr. Osgood, you know, Kelly's like, she's all business. She's taking it seriously, right? She's got ambition. We then cut to a bunch of older ladies, and they're making shaft jokes to young male employees at a clothing store. It turns out it's Beatrice, Osgood's wife.
Yeah, but they also call each other by their first names. Like, oh, Osgood, and oh, Beatrice. So I didn't realise they were supposed to be husband and wife until he says something really obvious about it. I was like, oh, right. That's how you talk to your friends, isn't it? I don't go to go, oh, Jonathan!
What do you feel about a 59-year-old, say, Beatrice, coming on to like the 20-year-old lad? Good for her? Or uh-oh for him?
I mean, if they both want to go somewhere with it, then that's up to them.
Doesn't look like he wants to go anywhere with it, but that doesn't...
He
that
seems quite happy.
doesn't put off Beatrice. Anyway, after she's, sexually degraded these young lads, she's introduced to Roy by her husband Osgood, who is going to be the new pro at the golf club. Roy's here now, and Beatrice likes him.
Roy was a big deal as well. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Roy.
Saw Roy play.
Kelly at first is like, oh, Roy, and then she hears that he's going to be the golf pro, and she's like, what? Because apparently she'd been promised that job. But yes, as you say, Beatrice tries to come on to him, and this is the first we get of Roy.
Roy's the man.
That's his facial expression.
Is that like puppy dog?
Yeah, kind of kicked puppy.
Before Roy can even really get started at the club as the new pro, they come across a mangled body in the sand. So Roy's already a bit iffy about this place. He just got here.
So what does he do?
Not much. They
has a drink.
They go to the clubhouse, and Roy, as you mentioned, he's having a manly drink. It's middle of the day. It's probably like 12 p.m. He's straight on the, pure liquor cocktail.
On ice.
On
the
ice,
rocks.
Yeah. Osgood introduces Charlie, the police commissioner, to him. And the police commissioner is kind of an Osgood size. Like, I know we just found a dead body mangled in the sand, but it's the Invitational. It's going to be televised, so don't worry about that. You just carry on being the pro. I'll carry on being the police officer. Osgood will put on the tournament, so they can't cancel it. And then this at this point when Kelly then says, Kelly the pro, Kelly the instructor says to Roy, I was supposed to be the new pro here until you showed up. But then Roy gives her the old business, and he's like, look, I don't know about your life, but I'm the pro around here. Doesn't matter about your ambition. I'm here now. By the way, would you like to join me for a drink? So Roy's the man. He's laid down the law and asked her for a drink. Now, even though she's mad at him, she's going to be thinking about him. Roy's going to be in her head the whole time. She's going to go and like, oh, I hate that Roy, but it's going to be thinking about Roy. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Yeah? That's got our attention.
Yeah, okay.
She'll be thinking of Roy with his manly man cocktails.
Alright, enough. Because we know someone else who's thinking about Roy.
Wait. There's some Irish music now. Because, we bout it. And Malcolm Simpkins comes out with his dog Caddy.
But he's wearing a kilt.
Yeah. That's what's so good about the Irish music that goes with it.
Is it definitely Irish music?
Pretty sure, yeah.
You're pretty sure.
If it went Scottish,
you would know the difference.
Because if it went Scottish, it would have gone bagpipes, wouldn't they?
Maybe.
Yeah, they would have done. So he also saw Roy in action, even though he's like 80 years old, and he's feeling good today. He says he might par a couple, but then he just starts blasting his balls out into the trees.
Yeah, that was done very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did you mention he's got his little dog Caddy?
Caddy, yeah.
Yeah, cute. So he's wearing his Scottish kilt, I might add, and yeah, he shoots 3 balls out into the middle of nowhere, and as he goes to retrieve one of them in the deep bush of this course, what happens?
He gets mowed.
Yeah.
Gets mowed down.
And you asked me, do you think the dog's gonna... I was like, no way is the dog gonna get got in this movie.
Yeah, while he's being got, Roy is at home admiring one of his previous trophies from his wins at a golf tournament, I'd assume. And Beatrice shows up at his door, and she is also there to admire Roy's trophy.
She must be like the ultimate cougar, and I don't mean in terms of being older than him or anything, because they actually don't look like they're any different. But I just mean in her attitude, there's no room for not sleeping with her.
Well, I would say that she seduces Roy, even though he's not too keen, but really she just forces herself upon him.
Yeah, but he doesn't exactly protest either, does he?
No, he just does the puppy dog face. Yeah.
So he's so stupid.
He goes off to tend to Beatrice. He's only been there a day.
Yeah.
Nobody's been a mangled body in the sand. Now Mr. Simpkins is dead.
I have no respect for this man.
Now Beatrice has come to have a way with him, whether he likes it or not.
About it.
Right? So while he's doing this, all of a sudden, I told you, he's planted the seed in Kelly's head, hasn't he? Even though she's mad at him, she turns up at the door with a plant for Roy, because she realizes, yeah, actually I love Roy. So Roy comes to the.
Well, I think she realized
Roy comes to the door.
It's not like Roy rang up the club, some random little club, and was like, "Hey, can I be your new pro?" It was just that, the Osgood,
Mr. Osgood,
yeah, was the baddie and said one thing to Kelly and then went behind her back to hire someone. So she's like, "I'm sorry, it wasn't your fault."
Anyway,
plant.
Roy planted the seed, as I said, and she's been thinking about him. Well, she can't resist Roy, so she's shown up, and of course Roy comes to the door, but he's tucking his shirt into his trousers because he's been having it off with Beatrice, and he's getting a bit shifty because she's like, "Oh, I bought you this plant," and he's like, "How nice," but then Beatrice shows up in like a nightgown. She's like, "Hello, Kelly. I've just been shagging Roy," and then she collars Roy, takes him back. He does the sad puppy face again.
Closes the door.
Kelly's pissed. This time Kelly's pissed. Like, there's no way that she's going to come around after this. And whether he likes it or not,
he is sleeping with the boss's wife with literally no mention of it at all. He's not at one point does he go, "Oh, should we be doing this?" or "Aren't you married?" or your husband is my employer.
maybe it's part of the job description. But
Must
either
be,
way,
really.
whether he likes it or not, Roy's playing in the rough.
Right.
Right, so it's been pretty bad, right, for Roy and Kay's relationship. But the next morning, Roy sees Kelly in the clubhouse having breakfast or something like that. There's a little bit of small talk. Roy tries to make small talk, and then she says, "Didn't you get enough strokes in last night?"
Get it? It's like a putting joke.
But then he just turns it around. He's like, "Thank you for the plant." He's like, "Let's not dwell on me stroking up Beatrice. Thank you for the plant." Then he asks her to dinner. Like, what balls?
Have you even
Roy's
washed
the man.
Beatrice off yourself before you've gone and asked Kelly out on a date? I mean...
Oh, that was grim. Have you washed Beatrice off yourself? While she was gushing.
Stuff.
Oh, right.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, but what you got
to
you got to admire the balls of Roy, yeah?
Roy and Kelly. Oh, and also Kelly this whole time, by the way.
This is a true love story.
Kelly at 100% should have been the pro, because since Roy's gotten here, he's done nothing but bone the wife and drink strong liquor in the clubhouse and refuse to get involved with the planning of this open they've got at the weekend. And Kelly keeps like going up to him and being like, "Right, can we plan this? It's at the weekend, we have to plan it."
What a pro.
And then she's like, "We should do this, this or this." And he's not even listening to her.
Well, the first thing you do as a man when you get to a new job, you check the playing field, don't you? So
and then also when he's like, Kelly's like, "Oh, the pre-tournament class, should I take that or do you want to take it?" He's like, "No, you do that."
I'll have a cocktail, right? Now, you imagine like Roy's in some kind of senior position, right? Because he's the pro. So you think he has some kind of authority out on the green, but no. The next scene, just everyone just whizzing around on golf carts.
Oh my god, this bit was
all over,
so weird.
but including Roy, just like driving past it, all like.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the conversation was, because all I could see was just a golf course on crack. There were people zooming about, going backwards on their little golf buggies. There were like people running around. There were people swinging all over the place, like liable to take people out.
Golf etiquette.
And I've never seen that many people in one little space on a golf course.
Yeah, everyone's going absolutely nuts, and Roy shows up, and we're introduced to a weird groundskeeper, like a kind of youngish groundskeeper guy. I think he's supposed to be a stoner, maybe. Something like that. Anyway, weird groundskeeper. And Roy and Caddy the dog. Caddy takes him to Simpkins.
Yeah.
And shows him, like, this is my dead owner. And then just some weird baldy bloke just, like,
Yeah.
comes out the woods for a second and then
disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he used to work there. But not for many, many, many years.
I've written his name later on, but I think his name's Dick, actually.
Deke.
Oh, Dick.
Because I noticed at one point you were like, "Oh no, Dick." And I was like,
"Oh no, Dick."
I was like,
that is my reaction to Dick.
They keep saying Deke.
So now, because they found Simpkins,
it's French for Dick.
Whoever was found mangled in the sand pit doesn't matter. But now Simpkins is dead. The club call a meeting over Simpkins, and there's much talk that the police commissioner's there again. Osgood's there next to him. They decide to skirt over the issues and say, the tournament still must go ahead despite these deaths. This reminds me of FIFA, actually, you know, in the World Cup. It's like a bunch of people have died building the stadiums, but we got a lot of money to make, so let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
It's quite true to life.
Come and visit.
Yeah, FIFA's like the tall grass country club. And just mangled bodies everywhere. But we got to carry on.
Commissioner.
Yeah. Dick. So yeah, as I said, Dick the Baldy. He sees Roy now investigating in the woods. It is a serious baldy though, isn't he? Like he's a menacing baldy, menacing dick.
He is bald.
Yeah, I guess if he had hair, he wouldn't be as menacing a dick, would he? Dick, yeah. So Dick, he's like, it's not blood, is it? And then Roy, he hears a noise in the woods. So they don't get much time to get to know each other. So he like zooms off, he starts running, and after hearing a noise, but he just comes across Kelly driving around on a golf cart. Yeah,
Roy by now has also come across a golf ball. I think the one that was being collected when our Scottish Irishman was off. And he looks at it and it's got like weird cuts and stuff in it. So he is keeping this on him as evidence from now on.
After Roy's bumped into, what's her name, Kelly on a golf cart, we then see that the lawnmower is like Jason because he's just hiding in the woods, looking out,
biding his time.
Yeah, he's got a serious problem though because he's always like making loads of noise because of his engine and stuff. So he can't really sneak up on people. He just got to
apparently
go for
he can, and also he can mow people down somehow.
Yeah, it's too loud. It's too loud. Kelly and Roy are now at the clubhouse again having lunch. Guess what? Roy's on the sauce again.
He is.
Right, he's on the sauce.
And guess what else is happening? She's trying to plan the bloody opening again and he's not paying attention.
She's all business. She's all business. No.
I mean, no wonder she's pissed off that this guy came in and took her job and he's not even doing any work.
Roy's worried, rightly so, about the safety because you had a mangled body in a pit. And now Simpkins, so of course he's distracted. He just got here as well. She's talking like this is regular. Only a couple of people are dead, but she might as well be on Osgood's side. No wonder he needs a drink. Right? Now, Roy's put down the drink, and he's teaching two ladies golf on the green, and they are all over him. They are absolutely all over him.
Do you think that there was supposed to be some more attractive people in this movie and they just didn't have the budget?
Who's not attractive? Do not say Roy.
I was going to ask if anyone is attractive.
Well, I must admit, it was the poster that made me put this on because on the front was, a lady in danger in hot pants, and then I didn't see that in this film.
There were no hot pants. Wait, there were no boobs in this movie, were there?
No. This
is smut free.
Shame on them.
Smut free. This is a family friendly movie.
Yeah. And while two ladies have been taught by Roy, Kelly's taking like a giant group lesson, and she's talking about woods, not the woods, but woods in the clubs. She's teaching everyone about woods, and there's some like young guy standing off in the reeds who's like a ball collector.
I thought she was talking about woods because this golf course is covered in forestry.
Golf course looks like shit, by the way.
It's terrible.
It's just very patchy.
You wouldn't want that on
this
TV.
Is not a good golf course.
No.
So that's why I thought that's why I said the idiot groundskeeper. That's what you get
when people are going back and forwards on golf buggies and stuff.
Yeah. When Kelly's teaching this class and she keeps whacking balls into the woods, so the little lad has to keep going and get them. And unfortunately for him, the lawnmower comes and mows him up. The lawnmower
doesn't discriminate.
And there's loads of blood spurting just, from the ground upwards that you see.
Yeah.
A lot of blood, I like that. So now there's another meeting because now this guy's dead. Mr. Osgood again, the police chief again. But this time, instead of just saying, look, the tournament, we're going to crack on, we're going to let this guy keep offing people. Instead, they organise a maniac hunt.
Vigilante justice time.
All the club are excited about this maniac hunt.
Oh, this was again another ridiculous montage moment of lots of people.
Hang on, before we get to the montage, when he announces the maniac hunt, Roy and Kelly, they stand up and they speak up. They're like, look, what are you thinking? Bloody maniac hunt. Osgood's not happy about them talking back, by the way. He's like, look, if you want to have a career here at Tall Grass, you might want to pipe down. Mm-hmm. So they're not impressed. So yeah, now they're dressed as the army for a montage.
Yeah, so now the golf members and stuff, they've all got their army gear on. They've got various weaponry, some more realistic than others. They're blowing holes in the golf course. I mean, it's It's like
what's-
Tropic Thunder. Or
What's that
something
song
in golf.
called? The piece of music, like Rise of the Valkyrie,
Yeah, something.
from Apocalypse Now. That's playing. Anyway, while that's going on, they're doing the maniac hunt. Of course.
Oh, and they think it's Deke, by the way.
Yeah, they do think it's Dick.
The ac-
Roy and Kelly are alone at the bar.
Dick did it.
Because they don't want menacing Dick. Roy and Kelly are alone at the bar because they don't want anything to do with the maniac hunt. And, wouldn't you know it, Roy's bragging about his drinking. I can drink quite a lot.
Yeah, I think what he's actually doing is
And
they're
then he
talking
makes
about when they lose it, because obviously he was a big golf star before, and he lost it, and that's why he's here now.
And then
he's like, oh yeah, I
brags.
lost confidence and drank loads of booze.
So
basically.
he's bragging about how much booze he can drink. And he hasn't knocked it off at all. Yeah, and then he makes a par joke. He makes a joke about par.
If you're expecting me to remember it, then you're going to be severely
I'm saying,
disappointed.
do you enjoy jokes about, being in the rough?
I don't tend to like
par.
puns and
No.
dumb jokes like that. No, I think they usually... Sometimes they're so shit that they're funny, but usually they're just shit.
When he makes his par joke, there's no more time for laughter because the groundkeeper comes running in and he says that they found him on the 17th hole. Like you say, it's
They
Baldy
found
Dick. It's Dick. And they arrest him. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not me, kind of thing.
And he seems to say that he's the only one who knows who the actual killer is and how to stop it.
Yeah. After he's carted off, Roy and Kelly are walking away. And out of nowhere, Roy takes a slapper thinking, oh, look, he's already been shagging Beatrice, who's getting on a bit. This lady's like 80 years old and she slapped him, but it turns out she's just the widow of Simpkins and she blames him for the death. And also little Caddy the dog's there and he's mad as well.
Yeah, I was glad about this though, because we also saw another scene when they were taking the remnants of Simpkins away, the coroner, and you just had Caddy the dog sat there with the remnants of his owner in bin bags, and I was like, oh, who's taking the dog? I didn't like Roy either because he didn't even ask. He just walked away from the dog.
Dick's being interrogated now.
Deke.
And the chief is loving it from behind the glass.
Oh yeah.
And they don't believe his story about a renegade lawnmower gone crazy.
Would you?
It's a bit like Michael Biehn or Linda Hamilton in Terminator when they're trying to explain what's going on. And yeah, this time it's replaced with Terminator with a lawnmower.
And they caught Deke with a lawnmower as well, which doesn't help his case.
Deke, he also distrusts technology and machines.
And it's quite a small
much like
lawnmower
Terminator.
they found him with.
And Kelly wants to talk shop again now because they've seen Dick being interrogated.
Well, they found the killer. So...
Roy and Kelly are together, but Roy, he's distant. So she wants to talk shop again, get his tournament back on the road, but he's distant.
He hasn't had enough to drink yet.
Why is he distant this time? Because he believes the lawnmower story. He believes in Deke.
Well, we actually, despite his lack of work, apparently Kelly manages to put this tournament together. And I can only assume it was Kelly and not him because he's been paired with Beatrice.
Wait, but Roy... No, before this, though, Roy has been coming with some ideas because he says, look, there's a killer... If there is a killer lawnmower on the loose, there's one way to prove it. So they go to the shed and they've just found a regular lawnmower.
No, this is the lawnmower they found Deke with.
Oh, this is Deke's lawnmower.
This is what they think was the murder weapon.
Yeah, they go to his shed or whatever he's got, where he does welding, and they cut open the bag from the lawnmower, but all that comes out is, like dust, leaves, golf balls, and of course a Playboy. And the Playboy hasn't been chopped up, so I'm glad that it was conscientious.
Respected.
The lawnmower of the Playboy.
Yeah, it just sucked it up without any chopping.
Yeah, that was good. Now they're inspecting at night time.
So this proves that he didn't do the deed with that lawnmower, basically.
Yeah, so Kelly and Roy are inspecting at night time. They come across a golf cart abandoned in like the water. It's crashed.
It's not just abandoned, it's completely pooped out.
And now, of course, they implore Norm Osgood after finding this once again to cancel the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Mr. Osgood says there's money to be made.
He goes ahead and Roy tells Kelly he could use a drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
They haven't even teed off yet. It's the big tournament day. They haven't even teed off. He's already, he's got the shakes. He needs his booze. Beatrice comes to Roy because, like I say, they've been paired up.
They've also stationed, by the way, a little boy at each hole to keep an eye on things. And they've got like a walkie-talkie system because they're still worried about the killer.
Yes. Yeah. So Beatrice comes to Roy and she says, "To the victor the spoils. And I'm looking forward to this win." So she's going to be having a way with him again, whether Roy likes it or not. Now, Roy and Kelly, they've had a bit of an up and down relationship.
Yes, they have.
Haven't they? But, you know,
Love-hate.
their relationship has come around so much now that Roy on his walkie-talkie, you know, because come in Kelly, and he starts complaining to Kelly about being paired up with Beatrice. It makes him sad, and she sympathises with him. So instead of being like, oh, well, you've already stroked her a bunch of times, she's now coming around. She's like, yeah, poor Roy.
Yeah, also, these two people
love Roy,
are the two people
is what
who
she's saying.
actually put the pairings together. So one of them is lying. One of them has done it on purpose.
Yeah. Roy, you know, something happens, doesn't it? So Roy
Yeah, so
runs into the
they're
woods
in the middle of the game.
with
I think
Beatrice.
the first like group, which is Kelly's group, are just on the final hole.
Yeah, Kelly takes the lead against Squire, but in the cheating Squire, we've seen him
Squire,
previously,
yeah.
keeps dropping
Squire.
balls, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a big cheat.
Yeah.
And he gets got.
So the mower comes and absolutely decimates him.
Yeah.
Like, chops off his legs and drags him away.
So by this point,
Everyone knows now.
everyone knows it's not Deke.
Pandemonium.
So Deke is released from jail.
No, he's not released from jail. What happens is Osgood still wants Deke. He doesn't care about Deke. It's Roy, in all his, you know, knowledge. He goes to Osgood and says, look, there's only one man can save us. You need to release Deke. And Osgood kind of like, he's like, I guess, but if he messes up, it's on you, Roy.
Yeah. And then apparently Roy and Kelly have to go and get him because
They
he's
go
back
to
in
that
the middle
chop
of
shop.
nowhere.
They go to a chop shop and there are two welders there. One of them happens to be Deke.
And his
And the
son.
other one's got a hockey mask on.
The other one's his son.
Yeah, and he wants 20 grand to deal with this lawnmower.
So up until now, it's not like he worked there or anything. He was just going out of the goodness of his heart to stop this killer lawnmower. But now they chucked him in jail and freed him again. He's like, no, now you've got to pay me.
Not only does he want £20,000,
Dollar.
he says, when we formulate this plan, Roy, Kelly and other women are to be nothing to do with this because they're women. All right?
But she gets her way.
Well, well, Kelly has moxie.
Yeah.
So she manages to talk her way into the gang by, you know, just going off at Roy.
You think I'm scared? I'm not scared. Well, then
Yeah.
you must be an idiot. Well, then I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by saying
Good
that,
stuff.
she's talked herself into the gang, and of course it can't end though until Dick makes a sexist remark to her that calls her, like sugar buns or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sweet cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now Kelly's in the gang, and he's already made the sexist remarks. As they're now like driving back to the golf course, he's still laying it thick on her. You know, he's constantly poking the
You
bear,
also
isn't
haven't
he?
mentioned what they're driving in because he's got some like little van thing, and they've got like a wire cage set up on the roof of it, which they filled with bales of hay, and then they've got all like grenades and guns and explosives and whatnot in the back of the van.
What do you think about Dick though at this point? What do you think about his attitude to Kelly not allowed in the gang because she's a useless woman?
Pretty classic.
Classic.
Yeah, pretty classic.
So you like it?
I think it's
Good.
kind of dumb, especially because apparently that means that then his son doesn't have space. I'm like, there's plenty of space.
Yeah, but Dick has reason to be brash though, doesn't he? Because he's seen this mower in action before.
Anyway, he
And it's just that
also,
others take it seriously.
along with all the weaponry and the bales of hay, he also brings along a bag of balloons.
Bag of balloons, and he also, you know, there's a bit where Kelly's late for something, getting in the car or whatever, and he says, "What do you do? Forget your purse." Mm-hmm. So there he is again with the attitude.
Yes.
Constantly thinking- But like I say, he has reasons to be brash because he's dealt with this mower before. As you mentioned, there on top of this van, there are bales of hay. So they get to the golf course. Dick steps off the van for a second, kneels down, and he's like, "It's been here."
Yeah, because
It's close.
there's a puddle of oil.
But he has to do the kneel to investigate.
And stick his fingers in the oil. I'm
Then
like, I don't think you have to stick your fingers in stuff to know what it is.
Then he gets back into the van and he does a little plan, doesn't he? What does he do?
So apparently someone has helium breath because they blow up the balloons, which are now floating, and it turns out these balloons have smiley faces drawn on them. So they tie one smiley face balloon to each bale of hay, and then at each hole and at intervals, as Deke is driving around the course,
Deke.
Ronnie? Our pro. Is he Ron?
Ron.
Yeah, Ron.
Roy.
Roy. Roy. Roy is chucking a bale of hay off. And apparently this is setting the bait.
This is dragging around some hay.
So we just see a bale of hay with like a smiley face balloon.
Yeah, and now, you know, Kelly and Roy are on top of the roof of the van, now she's apologising to him. So it's come full circle. She's like, you know, I was an arse. I misjudged you. You had to sleep with Beatrice.
Or maybe
you had to get on the booze.
Maybe she's just heard from Beatrice how good it was, and she's like, oh, maybe I'll try and ingratiate myself after all.
She's apologising. It turns out now Squire is dead. Squire's dead, right?
I think we knew that.
So we are now shown the lawnmower in all its glory.
It is the first time we properly see it. And of course, because it's fallen for the bait.
Yeah.
And it's been munching these bales of hay, so now it's got some of these smiley face balloons apparently just attached to it, floating from its behind.
Took away a bit of the menace of the lawnmower. Those smiley face balloons.
And it's such a bizarre lawnmower as well.
Well, it's like the Terminator.
But it turns out it's a vintage, isn't it?
Turns out
it's vintage.
It was Dick's father's mower.
Who used to be the groundskeeper here for like 60 years. And then they brought in these newfangled lawnmowers and his dad was having none of it. And then he died. And I don't know, I guess the lawnmower took on some of his evil spirit.
This lawnmower was just responsible for all of Dick's miserable existence.
Deke. And at this point, by the way, they've tried shooting at it.
No, they form like a plan now. So the gang, they're on top of the roof and they do start shooting at it with like shotguns.
It's coming at them.
And you're thinking, what can a lawnmower do? It's already loud. It can't sneak up. So of course it just bashes into their van. And as it does that, it's done all it can do. Dick tells Roy then, after this attack, that he needs to go and change a tyre. But Kelly butts in. She's like, hang on. You think that I'm here, right? Just because I'm a woman that I can't change a tyre. So Dick's like, knock yourself out. I actually think Dick's a genius. All he's done, he just lets someone, doesn't matter, it's a woman, just talk herself in to doing all the dirty work just by laying out a few insults. He's an absolute genius because he's seen already what Kelly's like with Roy. Like, I'm supposed to be the pro, right?
Yeah, God forbid a woman have a bit of...
Yeah, she's changing tyres.
She is changing the
Roy's
tyre.
a genius.
And
he's still taunting her. He's just still taunting her.
Before she's gotten the last, lug nut into that
she better
wheel,
hurry.
The killer mower is back on the chase. And so they literally start driving away and she has to run and jump into the back of the
she's hanging out the back of the open van, much like Terminator again, and almost falls up, but Dick gives her a hand.
Saves her.
Dick doesn't he say something like, turns out you could use that hand after all? Yeah. Because she didn't need a hand with...
But he saved her life, so he's not sexist, right?
Yeah.
That's what that means.
And then it's this classic moment when he then asks her, are you scared? And she says, yes, I am. Well, I guess you ain't a fool no more. Because you mentioned earlier, he asked
I think I used the word idiot, but fool.
You ain't a fool. Now the van won't start. I mean, it's been bashed into a whole bunch of times by the killer lawnmower, hasn't it? So of course,
I'm pretty sure he also crashes. Oh, that's it. Yeah, stupid Roy.
It was Roy.
Roy is driving.
He's probably been drinking.
And he certainly must have been. And he's just sideswiped some massive old tree with the van and been like, oh,
he's totaled it.
It won't work. And even though Deke, as we've seen, is like a mechanic by trade, he's got his own thing at home, even he can't fix it. He can't fix the motor.
Not this one, because I say Ron's totaled it.
And they've tried throwing grenades. This is an indestructible daddy lawnmower.
And now Roy's totaled the van. They're kind of like taking a little bit of refuge behind it. But it's at this moment when Roy shouts out the immortal line, "Holy Jesus, here it comes!" Then the lawnmower comes at speed. To be fair, if it didn't have speed, it hasn't got much, has it? If it was a regular pace lawnmower,
I still don't think it's fast enough really to get away with what
it's faster than the Terminator
managed to do. But at this point now, they've tried everything, like I said.
Yeah.
And the purse that Kelly forgot, that Deke made a joke about, turns out that she'd heard of something before. And I think it was like salt or something she had. And she's like, well, I hear if we can pour salt into its engine, that should just finish it, right?
Conk it out.
So they're like, well, how are we going to do that? What they ended up doing didn't really make any sense to me. Did it make sense to you?
I talk about the ramp thing where they open up the door of the van for... Yeah, well, this is your favourite bit, isn't it?
Deke acts as bait or something. He's out really far from the van.
Yeah, too far.
Unnecessarily far. And then...
That's what's so good about it.
It's so dumb. And then the lawnmower starts chasing him. And now, even though I think this is what they actually had planned, he seems quite shocked by this event.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he gets to the van, he kind of tries to climb up onto the roof. But he doesn't quite make it. The mower is beneath him. And it's being stopped at the edges of the ramp. So at this point, I was like, well, you know, are you going to chuck the salt in there? Because I'm assuming that was what the plan was. But now she doesn't seem to remember what the plan was either.
Well, they're being attacked.
And all that happens is that Deke eventually loses his grip and is mowered.
Well, his legs are mowed, his legs wraps him.
Yeah.
And then he's dragged
going,
off.
Ah!
Yeah.
He's doing that. Sticking his tongue out like Yoshi or something.
He's dragged off.
Yeah.
I like the way that the mower does its business, though, just by, like, taking people's legs off at the knee.
Yeah, and I like how Kelly's plan was so brilliantly executed.
So now the van rolls over by itself somehow, and Roy and Kelly are on top of the van, and the mower rams it and it explodes. But not before they can jump off it, obviously.
Oh yeah, Roy chucks some of the explosive stuff onto it as well.
So now, you said about 2 minutes ago they tried everything, but it's only now, really, that they've tried everything. So Roy and Kelly are now being chased by the mower. Like I said, they've tried everything until Roy remembers he's got his club and 3 balls. So he drops them on the floor and first one misses. Second ball misses. The lawnmower's coming. He's got his last ball left. He goes 4, and of course he hits the target, and he's got the mower. Doesn't it explode?
Well, the target is because, as I said,
the explosive on it.
The explosive on it, yeah. So that's
third time, like, it explodes in the water. So it's, you know, that's where it goes into, and that's, you know, Roy has saved the day.
With his excellent golfing skills.
Yeah, 'cause that's why he's the pro and Kelly's not. Kelly couldn't have done that.
We'll never know. According to her, she probably could have done.
So that's pretty much in the movie, and then we just get, like,
post-credit scene.
No, Kelly and Ron are walking away into the distance, and she says to him, "Looks like you got your game back." And he's like, "Looks like I did." And she's like, "What do you think of our chorus?" And he goes, "It sucks.
It does suck.
But I can get used to it." It's one of those, yeah.
Right. That wasn't the post-credits one, though, was it? That was just the end of the movie.
But now we do get the credits, and before we get to the bit where you're thinking about, we have just a bunch of voiceover from Osgood as it runs up, which is annoying.
I don't remember that.
Then we get the Hedges guy.
Right, yeah, there was a moment in the movie earlier on where they thought they heard the killer lawnmower, but it turns out it was some guy trimming his hedges. And then the post-credit scene, we see him put the hedge trimmer down, and he walks inside to his house, and then the hedge trimmer starts coming alive. And it's like just when he thought it was safe to trim your hedges.
Just when he thought it was safe to trim. Yeah.
But, like, a lawnmower at least can get itself around. What is a hedge trimmer supposed to do?
Well, I'd like to see where they go with that, personally.
Just floating around. It'd have to be cordless.
Yeah, I could see it floating around.
So it's like Leatherface, but invisible.
What garden tool would you like to see come to life and stalking people? You know, after the lawnmower, you got, like, say, trimmer.
A hoe.
A hoe. So you're going old school.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be pretty rotten if you'd like decapitated by a hoe.
I think that would take a very, very long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Just good old shovel.
So 3 Troma movies, this is your introduction to Troma. Kind of things like Troma don't exist anymore, because even, what's his face? James Gunn, the guy that did the Superman recently and all that other crap. Yeah, he started off at Troma, apparently writing movies like this. And where is this kind of thing? You know, Full Moon Features, Troma. I love all that stuff that just exists just below.
I would say these Troma ones have surpassed the quality of Full Moon Features, though.
So you're Troma over Full Moon Feature, right? Okay. And Troma in general, you like their style then? You'd be interested to see more Troma.
It wasn't a bad week. It
wasn't a bad week, no. Troma week is a good week.
You know it's a good week when it's a Troma week.
Christmas is Troma.
And no, this is not paid for promotion.
Troma is Christmas, as is Master P.
So we hope you all are going to recover from the glutton of food and have a very happy New Year's Eve. And we'll be back. We'll be back in the new year.
Yeah, let's go and finish off the eggnog.
Nuggy.